Hey everybody, it's Dany, and today I'm going to do a quick little tutorial on Stampin' Up's new clear blocks. They've introduced the clear acrylic blocks to go along with their new line of cling mount stamps, and we will get to these in my second video that you can also look up. There are 9 blocks in total, and you can buy them individually or you can buy them in a bundle to save over 10%. The smaller blocks like these 3 are perfect for stamping one image, and the larger blocks like this one are perfect for stamping larger images or for taking a lot of smaller images and either lining them up in a row like the Good Neighbor stamp set, so that you don't have to stamp them all individually, or also for just making a collage and stamping that as well. The largest block, F, is perfect for your background stamps and also for the bigger collages. The blocks come in these great packages, and you can leave them just like that for storage, or you can do something along the lines of what I did and find a basket or a bucket that you have at home, or even buy one if you like. What I did was I had this tin bucket laying around the house, and I just spray painted it and added the Flutter decor elements from Stampin' Up, and all of my blocks actually fit in there perfect. The blocks, when you take the blocks out of the packaging, they have they have little pieces of plastic that usually stick to them. You don't really need these, they're just on them to protect them in the shipping and the manufacturing process. And then that's the block. They also have a little leaflet inside that not only tells you the block letters, they also have care instructions inside of them so that you know how to clean them and adhere your stamp to the inside of those. Each block is etched with a letter for easy identification. I'm hoping you can see that. This is letter B, for example. They also have, all of them are grooved on all 4 sides of the 3/4 inch thick block, which is the same thickness as the wood blocks. So there's not really much difference other than these are perfectly clear and you can see through them for exact placement, which I love. They're also a lot easier to grip than standard clear blocks because they're either not grooved or they're only sort of grooved on 2 sides. They're super easy to use. You're just going to want to grab the stamp that you want. And you also want to make sure that the block is just the right size, or is as close to the right size for the stamp as possible. You can see here that the B stamp fits well on all of these images actually, except the congratulations. The C also does, it's just a little bit bigger, and I'll show you what can happen with that. If you put it on the bigger stamp, you just give it a little press so that it's on there. You'll notice though that it's really easy to rock, and when you rock a stamp you can do it either on the ink pad, which happens to the most of us, or sometimes on your paper, and you'll get that ink line on your project that we all hate to see, and it's half the time ruins our projects. So what you're going to want to do is actually put it on the smaller block, like the B, for example. When you get it on there, when you put it on, my nails keep catching on all my stamps, so you'll have to pardon me on that. It doesn't really rock though. Like, you can rock it if you really have, but you have to sort of try a lot harder to rock it. So I prefer having all of them myself so that I can have the exact right block for my stamping. Now you're going to want to take your stamp and ink it up using the tap tap twist twist tap tap method, and then you just stamp it and you're done. To clean your stamps, you're going to want to take the Stampin' Scrub as well as the Stampin' Mist. For those of you who have never used the Stampin' Scrub before or have never received instructions, you'll see here there's these raindrops on the one side. This is the wet side. You're going to want to spray on that side. The opposite side here has the umbrella, so that you know that this is the dry side. So you're going to spray onto the wet side, and you're going to want to scrub. Now you don't want to scrub too hard. I've actually seen where people have scrubbed regular wood blocks so hard that the foam actually started to separate from the rubber. Not all the way, it didn't come off, but it just was close. So you're going to want to scrub lightly. If you scrub too hard, like on purpose, you can actually have, it'll come off the block. I'll just put it on just barely here so you can see if I scrub too hard. It's not even going to do that today. Well, there, it'll fall off. If it does fall off, which will sort of give you an indication that you are scrubbing too hard, you're just going to want to pick it up, finish scrubbing, and then dry it on the dry side. If you do get ink on your block, sometimes you will stamp it up and you'll get a bit of ink on it. You're just going to, I don't know if you can see that, it's got the ink on it there. You're just going to want to do the same and just rub it on the wet side and then rub it on the dry side, and it's nice and clear and ready to go. When you are done with your stamp, you're going to want to put them back in the original case so it sticks in there and you don't have a problem with them. For those of you wanting to use Stays On ink and cleaner, there's really no difference using Stays On to the Stampin' Mist. The Stampin' Mist does condition your stamps a little bit better so that it helps them in the long run. Obviously, if you're using Stays On ink, you're going to want to use the Stays On cleaner. They do caution us that if you get Stays On cleaner directly onto your block, obviously well, I'm not sure, but hopefully you don't get that much on when you're using the Stays On cleaner, but you're just going to want to sort of clean it on your thing and dry it off, and you're good. I would also recommend personally using, taking a Kleenex or a soft cotton wipe of some sort and just wiping the top of it to make sure that you get all of that residue off from the Stays On cleaner, because we have been told that it can cause slight craze lines in the surface of the block. It won't affect the block at all, but it won't be as pretty, and for some people like myself, pretty actually is important. A few other tips for you: if you touch them a lot, you can get fingerprints all over them, and occasionally your stamps won't stick as well if you do have the fingerprints on them. So you're just going to want to clean them again with the Kleenex or with a cotton t-shirt that you're wearing, for example, or anything else, just to sort of try and get a bit of the smudges off of them. You can always use the bigger blocks, but I do recommend trying to stay as close to the size that you need as possible so you don't get those ink lines. The ones that I use the most for the majority of my stamping are actually the C, D, E, G, and H blocks, primarily because of they're more versatile, but I also have the bigger stamps. G is, you might think it's a little bit small, but it is absolutely perfect for teeny tiny wishes. So if you have that stamp set, that is exactly what you're going to want to use. Also, a lot of our stamp sets are getting tinier and tiny little pieces, and the A block is absolutely perfect for that. I personally think if you have the money and are able to, getting the whole block bundle, all 9 of them, is the way to go, because you really do save so much more money. When you place an order through me that includes any clear block or cling mount stamps, I include this great template for you that shows all the clear block sizes, and this comes free when you order your first order that has a cling mount or a clear block on it. The great thing about this is it's actually clear, and when you're wanting to test out your stamps to see which blocks you're going to need to order in the future or even to use that day, you can hold it above and say, like the B shows you just how perfect it is for all of these stamps on Well Scripted, with the exception of the congratulations, in which case you're going to want to use the H stamp. It also has the item number on it for you, as well as the price, so you'll know ahead of time that that's what you're going to want. And it helps you out for ordering as well. When you hold it over the catalog, you'll know exactly which blocks will work the best for you. So that will come free when you place an order with me. If you have any questions, make sure to check out my blog, incrediblecreations.blogspot.com. You can always send me an email and I will do my best to help you out. Thanks for stopping in, and I'll see you later. Bye!